Hello, my crafty friends. It is time for us to stamp together. Let me just move this over. Oh, that didn't work. That worked. I just wanted to let you know that I am here. And while I had planned on doing 3D projects, maybe 3 or 4 of them, I find that when it comes to these cute little projects, they're just a little bit. Oh, where is this one? Why can't I see this one? I want to see this one. There it is. They're a little bit fussy. And while I like 3D projects, I have a kind of a tolerance for working with fussy things. And truly, one is probably my limit. So I was having a good time and I enjoyed making it. And I've got the card stock all cut to send you one. And Miss Susie Cute says hello. Here, turn your head over. Say hi. Mwah. She's such a good girl. I sit and I start talking at my laptop or my iPad, and she likes to come up and say hello. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you. I'm glad you joined. Hi, Lori. You're back. Did you have a great vacation? Hi, Gladys. Susie Cute says hi. And now she's munching on me, and so it's time for her to go on the floor. Yes, mommy munching is not allowed. I know that it's not hard. I know that it's one way she's showing affection. It's like little love bites. She's not breaking the skin, but I don't like it. I like licking, I like cuddling, but no mommy munching. So she goes on the floor. So today, as I started out, I like to make 3D projects. But when I'm making 3D projects, I find them to be just a little bit, oh, I got out of range of my camera. Let's see, there it is. I like them to be just, they're just a little fussy. And I am not exactly good with little fussy things. I overload really quickly. So we're making one. And what I decided to do is I made a card the other night that I really, really like. Super easy, very fun. And we're going to use the Storybook characters again and the DSP and the stamp set because it's so cute. There's nothing like cute little animals, right? I like cute little animals. Now I'm going to switch over to the tabletop. But before I do that, I'm going to see if I can remember how to put my picture in it. Oh, well, that didn't work. Okay. Let's do that. With that. That worked. Palm Springs was wonderful. I'm glad you had a good time. Your pictures looked fun. Hi, Jan. We're making your project, but only one of them. Your directions are really good. Thank you. Okay, moving me over. Switching it out. Let's see if I can make me smaller. Nope, I can't. I can't adjust it once it's there. So this was last week's card. I wanted you to know that I have got everything all cut. It's all ready to go. But I didn't take the time to figure out who was getting them this week. So that is this afternoon's project after I go out and mow just for a little while. Here's the one Jan made. And I've already taken off the little tie. And I took the lotion out because here's the one I made this morning. And Jan, you're probably going to notice that I did it a little differently. Let's see. Here it is. It is a green tea hand cream. It's a nice small one. I was thinking that you could probably even find small creams for gardening. And that might be a nice thing to put in because that's my theme, is gardening. So let's go ahead and get started. I have cut a piece of 4x6 designer series paper, and I'm looking at the chart that Jan was kind enough to include. And this side has the only part that's scored here is a 1/4 inch. So let's do that first. So I'll turn it so the long side is at the top, and I will score It's not a 1/4 inch, it's a 1/2 inch. Let's pull this out again and just verify that I am correct. Yes, it's a 1/2 inch. So here we go. 1/2 inch. Now remember when you're scoring designer series paper that it's much softer. It doesn't have the strength cardstock has, and so it would be wise not to score it too harshly. Be a little gentle with it, otherwise it's going to tear. So you can see my score line right here. We're going to cut a piece of that off. Now, we're going to go along this side. You'll see there's 2 score lines, one at a 1/4 inch and one at 2 1/4 inches. So let's go ahead and do that. I keep saying 1/4 inch, it's a 1/2 inch. I know that 1 with a little slash and 2 is 1/2. So we're going to do 1/2 inch right here and 2 1/4. I'm going to turn it around because it's 2 1/4 from this edge. It's just so much easier on this paper trimmer to do that 1/4 inch on this side. So I'm going to move it. I'm going over to 1/2 inch, 2 1/4. My brain does not want to do what my mind tells it to. Okay, so there we go. We've got our score lines. I am just going to, I actually did that on the wrong side, but let's go ahead and fold kind of nicely on those score lines. Where's the one that goes on the bottom? Right here. Okay, we've folded our score lines, and now we have some cut lines to make. We're going to cut up on the bottom. We're going to take this, so here we are. We're going to take this one off. Let's go ahead and do that first because it's not going to affect anything else we do. But do the side that's the easiest for you to see. And I'm just cutting on the outside of the score line because it's a little bump. And I don't think we need the little bump in our folds. So we're cutting off the bump. And then we're going to cut the other score line up to that 1/2 inch score for our flats. And now we've got 2 more cuts to make. What's everybody drinking? I've got a nice cup of coffee, but I think I wish I had iced tea. It's not sunny anymore here, but it's really doing pretty good. Now my other 2 score lines are from that 1/2 inch. We're going to go in 1 3/8. So 1 and 1 2 3/8. I didn't cut that score line too straight. One and 3/8, not 2 and 3/8. So this is between those 2, and we're going to just take our little cutter, bring it down, and we're going to cut up to the score line. And since I cut that off, it's kind of easy to see. 94, Cindy, wow. That's hot. Coke and ice water, that sounds good, Gladys. Sometimes I like a nice Coke. I like Coke more than Pepsi. Then we're going to go over 3 1/8. And we're going to take and cut up again to that score line. And for me, it's easier to see the score line on this side where there's more white. And now if you haven't quite made it to the score line, it's okay because that's why we have snips, is to do that little bit extra. Just going to move fold those up again. Since this one is just a little bit off, I'm going to even up that edge and take it off. That's our scoring, cutting, and folding. So what I decided to do, because I wasn't sure about the bottom, Jan took a little extra. She cut a little square at the bottom to make it look all nice and flat, which was very nice. But I didn't do that. I just went ahead and let it fold. So I am going to, oh, it's still sunny in Birch Bay? Well, that's not fair. Jan, ice water. I think something cold would have been a better idea. I don't know why I got another cup of coffee. I am going to use my tear and tape. And I'm going to run it down the side of this little 1/2 inch section. It also will stick to my finger, but that's all right. Burnish it down with your fingernails or your bone folder. And then grab take your pick tool and get your little pick tool out, and then it comes off pretty easily once it's been well burnished. There we go. And then I'm going to just fold this over and seal it. Now mine is off just a little bit, but it's okay that this one isn't perfectly flat because it's got to hold something that's round. And that's what I did with my other one, is I just let it bow a little bit when I brought it over. Line up your score line. I want this to be flat. And I've got a little bow, and that's okay because it's, like I said, it's holding something that is round. Although it's going to be square at the bottom. Now, I went ahead and put it all together and then put it in my punch to make that lovely rounded top, and decided that was probably, it'd be easier if I wasn't trying to hold the lotion down here. So all I did was I poked it through on the top, kind of lined it up. I didn't take too much off. You could probably take a little bit more off than I took. And you could always measure it from the score line up, because you don't want to take off too much, because you need to tie a knot. And I just went, let's see, I guess it's pretty even on both sides. Don't know where that little tiny bit went. It's probably stuck in there somewhere. And there you have your rounded top, which I thought was pretty cute. So I folded in the bottom. And I tried to glue it, and I held it in place while I glued it, and decided that that was a really bad idea because I couldn't hold it long enough, or from both sides, because my finger is just not long enough to get down to the bottom to press. So I decided that tear and tape on these two sections would be a good idea. And you notice that I'm using the tear and tape as it says, to tear it, as in tear and tape, instead of cutting it with the scissors. And I'm trying not to get upset because the end isn't even. See, I'm working on things. This works just as well. Oh, that one didn't because I didn't pull quite right. So this one gets cut. Or you could always just fold it back. Now my finger's glued. Lots of ice water today. That is a healthy drink. Generally, I have a mug of ice water with me too, but I did not fill it this morning. So anyone got great plans for the weekend? Any trips coming up? Okay, I've taken off the ends of my tearing tape. I'm just going to press this one down, squaring up my corners as best I can. Oh, you tear your tearing tape always? No, I like it cut, but okay. And now I'm going to use my bone folder. I'm going to take this wide end and put it down and put some pressure against this. And I let go, which was not good. Let's see if we can get this square. Holding it there. Pressing the insides down to try to get a good seal. And here's what I did, because I found that I didn't get quite as good a feel. Like, I just took my scissors and I trimmed off that little bit of excess right there on my other one. And so it's going to happen on this one too, because I am not perfect. I know, hard to believe. So that's why, as much as I like these, I do have a problem with little fussy things, because I am not perfect, nor am I exact. Now that it's on something flat though, I could probably get that, make sure that those are poked down. What's flat in there? You're going to need, I think I'm going to put this in because it's kind of handy to have the substance in here to give you just a little bit better. And maybe that would have worked better on my bottom too, if I'd had that in when I was trying to attach the tearing tape. Anyway, here we go. You need a hole. And that's what our pierce mats are great for. And our take your pick tool. So I just kind of lined it up where I thought the middle was. And poked a hole. Not too close to the edge. Then I grabbed my linen thread. I'm going to actually do this one a little bit different. Oh, thank you, Gladys. I like them. I just wish I was a little more precise. I bought this on Amazon. It's one of those little threading tools. My only problem is that it doesn't stay closed. It just automatically goes back. Oh, the other side's fun. It's a seam ripper. But again, it doesn't, you have to hold the button out. So I'm not sure it was the greatest buy in the world, but it was really cheap. As a matter of fact, I think I got 6 of them. Really inexpensively. So when I lose them or break them, it'll be okay. I am going to thread my linen thread through because I want to do it differently. Oh, I see the problem with that. I guess I won't. I'll just tie a bow. But I think I've got a little bit more. I was going to do like you would on a tag. What I found earlier is that I didn't cut myself enough of the linen thread. So when I went to tie the bow, it was too small. Okay. Make sure those are adhered there. Like this is going to be the front. So I'm going to tie it upside down. Oh, this should be fun. Nothing like watching Nancy try and tie a bow, I tell ya. Big arthritic fingers. Well, large fingers that are arthritic. That's probably the better way to put it. Sometimes make bow tying difficult. Let me just grab that. There. That was not too bad. I do like linen thread. I want to pull this one tighter. You know how sometimes these twist? What I find that if I untwist them and I put my little finger in, as I pull it tighter, kind of make it a little shorter, that it helps with that twisting. Not always perfectly, but it does help. See, I've got two nice little rounded bows. Feel like I'm far away today. Bows that are rounded. Autofocus is being a little weird. Got some nice little tags there. I will turn this side off. I like even that kind of is a little bit uncontrolled. So let's go ahead and finish this up. Now, I have got a little of the Woven Textures Designer Series paper. I actually had some scraps, and so I'm just using scraps, and that's what I'm going to put in. Yours is just little scraps of this, but it'll be big enough to go with the punch out. Oh, do you know that the Storybook Moments paper, it has one sheet of stickers with adhesive on them, but it also has a sheet of stickers that punch out. And I just thought that was so cute, and it was fun. I punched them all out. Also has a cute little Hello Friend stamp, but Friend doesn't fit, and Hello is pretty small. So with the photopolymer stamps, it is possible to just ink up the word you want. So there's my hello. I can see that I didn't get any over here. So let's just put it down at the bottom and say hello. Isn't that fun? You could also take a piece of, if you're unsure about getting that too close or getting anything on it, you can take a piece of Scotch tape, cover the word friend, just cover the word friend, and then ink it up, and then pull the Scotch tape off and throw it in the garbage before you stamp. Otherwise, you will be sorry. Because I have been sorry in the past because of that. So, just going to do a little tape, little Seal Plus right here on the rabbit with a radish. That's what I was thinking. I mean, these are kind of garden related, that it would be nice to have a garden hand cream here. And then I did the same thing as I just ran some Seal Plus down the middle and put it on the front. It's not going to lay perfectly flat, but the middle is going to be sealed down. Oh, what do I keep my scraps in? I use, let's see, let me grab one. Oh, here we have one. For my little punch outs today, I used an envelope and put them all in this envelope. But I use the smaller of the die cut envelopes for my scraps. And my big scraps, and then it goes inside. This is 12 and a quarter? Let's see. Let's measure. Actually, it's about almost 13 inches. So there's a little bit of extra space. So the 12 paper goes in here. Great. Big scraps just sit in the envelope, and then I put my small scraps in. And for these, I put in my punch outs. Does make them a little bulky in the corner, so they don't always stack as well as I would like them to. So here's our project. The 3D project for today is the tall mini gift bag. And I've already got that all cut and everything's in an envelope ready to go for next week when I draw names. I will try to do that beforehand. I need this to go, even though it doesn't have anything in it. Well, maybe I'll just put it in. So it's here when I fill it, because I need to order some cute little lotions. I am having, on I believe the last Monday of the month, a customer appreciation night at my house. And I want to give gifts, so I think I'm going to get some, I'll probably make a few more of these and use this as one of the gifts that they're getting. They're also going to get packages of cards. When we change catalogs, I've got all of these samples, and I just take them and I put them in my cards to use or give away boxes. And they were so full that I pulled out, let's see, I don't know where I put them, but I pulled out a whole container full, and I wrapped them up in packs of 10, 12, 10. And I wrote ribbon around it. I think I've got 7 of them sitting, and my boxes are still full. So everybody is also going to get one of those packs of cards. Okay, there we have the cute lotion holder. It really is going to make a nice gift. I'm going to put those aside, and let's go on to one thing I wanted to show you. See how close I am to getting this cute pink tote. The dark blue, the blue, that's boho blue, a color I'm truly going to miss. That was my pre-order. And then I got another order, and I'm hoping for that extra $180 that some of my customers might be ordering at my customer appreciation event. But I've got fun. I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to go to Costco and buy maybe street tacos kit. And definitely my favorite dessert, because I don't buy this dessert at Costco because it's too much. It's a tuxedo cake, and it's lovely, and it tastes luscious. Sweet, but not too sweet. But it looks great too. It's a little decadent. Okay, I was watching a demonstrator this week onto our other card, and she made this simple card that just wowed me. And so I went ahead and I made it using the textured notes stamp set. I stamped my branch here and I fussy cut it. I did a card swap with another team, and I fussy cut several of them and took it out. And it was just, oh, I forgot something. I forgot something that I told her. I forgot 2 things. How embarrassing. There is no bling on this. So let's start with a little Stella. And I think Mr. Rabbit, even though it's a gardening jacket, I think it needs a little Wink of Stella. And I'm pretty sure the radish needs Wink of Stella. There. Well, maybe the insides of his ears do too, because they're cute. Anyway, we've got our Wink of Stella. Very important. Oh, Lori, congratulations. $90 from your goal is great. Jan, did you make your goal? Jan Bassett? I thought you did. I looked, saw that 2 were close and 1 of my downline had already made it. So let's take these antique pearls, which are part of this whole suite, and give our gardening rabbit some class. Okay, now it's done. Can't believe I forgot the pearls and the Wink of Stella. I don't know why I focused. There it is. Isn't that cute? It needs just that extra touch. Okay, now we can go back to what I needed to be doing. Anyway, so I decided after making this card that I should be able to make it. Oh, congratulations, Jan. We should be able to make it with the same suite I was using. And I found that the designer series paper in this suite was busy. And so I was not happy with it being too busy. So I remembered that Timeless Plaid was also part of the suite. Actually, I had to look it up. I was pretty sure I remembered. And then I looked at the plaids, and most of them are also a little dark because I wanted to stamp onto the designer series paper. And so I used that same stamp, but I inked up the friend and stamped it on. And now I am going to go over to my embossing machine with my textured brick embossing folder, or distressed brick. It's the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. And I'm just going to line it up, take it over, and I am just going to emboss this. I'm not sure. I think it'll look pretty subtle, but it does give some texture. And because it's 3D, oh, Sunshine's back. Because it's 3D, you only use your plate 1 and plate 4. Let's see. We'll put that in back. And pull it out. I can see that there's texture to it, and I think you could probably see if I turn it a little bit. But it's just nice to have that little bit extra. And I am going to put it down flat. But I'm using my the adhesive, the liquid adhesive, the tumbling glue, because when you've got that much texture, you'll need the glue to have it really adhere good and tight. You can also use tear and tape, because wherever it adheres, it needs to be strong. So there we are. I could use white, but I think I might cut us a piece of Very Vanilla for the inside. I tried Crumb Cake and decided Pecan Pie gave it a little more pop. Oh, hi Kat, do I start at 2 or 2:30? I start at 2. It's good to see you. Now, I cut these. It's a 3" by 3.5". So the 3.5 is the width, 3 inches height, and then I cut it into 1 by 3 sections. And these actually match up really nicely. However, the back side has a rabbit on it. And that rabbit will keep everything in its right spot. Honestly, I thought having the rabbit cut in 3 parts was a little weird. Didn't seem right to do that to a rabbit. So this is our back side. This is where we're going to put our dimensionals. And I am close to the end of another sheet of dimensionals. Here's one for the corner. I'm going to put that one right there. And let's just cut some pieces off. We'll use the big one there. Here. I don't know, I feel like, I mean, I don't want any sagging. Truly. There is no sagging. Okay, let's do this one. Two on the end, one in the middle. And then we'll use these for this one. I always love using up the outside of my dimensionals. Number one, it seems to last a really long time because the diameter is bigger, so it's actually quite a lot on the edges. Now we'll take off. This way we know, since the rabbit lines up, we know that the other side will too. Let's see. Get those in the garbage can. I'm glad the sun is back. You need all the sunshine possible to make sure the grass is dry. The front yard should be fine. I'm not sure about the back and side. Then I'm going to just turn them over and put them down. Now I wanted them to hang off on the left side here and not quite go to the right side. We've already got our sentiment on here. And you can decide how much of a space you want between. I'm feeling like maybe that one is not quite straight. The one thing about the plaid is, I think this is tearing my... So when you pull these up, here's what I do. It needs to be readjusted. If it tears any paper underneath, it's going to be covered, but you want to make sure, no, it's stuck. This stays down. So I just put a dollop of glue. A little dollop will do you. And put it on again. Only this time, a little straighter. There. How's that? And then this one is going in like this. And we have our focal piece. The one thing it needs is it needs a little something. And since this punch out was nice and big, isn't she lovely? I like the way the colors in the DSP and cardstock are brought out in her hood. That's one thing I looked for. And she is going right here. So let's take, doesn't really matter if we have glue drying on the back, if it's not quite on. And her dress matches the strawberries, which almost looks like our new strawberry slush. I don't think it is, but it looks like it. So there she is, and we need our pearls because pearls are important. And I really like oh, I'm sorry you're not getting the notifications. Did you click the little bell? I wonder why it's not coming through. Although I find sometimes I get notifications after it's not only started, but it's practically over for other people. So I think it's a YouTube thing. Oh, let's use a big one. That's one thing I like about these. They're not super bulky. Now, is that not easy? Then we'll do our envelope. And I will find that designer series paper because I know I have more of it in here. Let's see. Oh, it's not quite big enough. So let's go with, this is the one I was going to use because I really like this side, this check. But it seemed a little too dark to stamp on. And that's what was important today. Let's see if I can find. Well, I don't think I've used it all. All right, what's on the other side? This plaid is on the other side. Let's see if we can find that plaid. You get 4 sheets of each plaid. You'll notice checks on the back. The one that's a little different is coming up. I think it's this one. Nope, not that one. There's one that's not really a check that's on the back. Found it. There it is. I actually might use that side because I do like it better. So I'll cut that at 2 3/4 by, I'm going to do 5 3/4 plus just a titch. And here's what I found the other day when I was making, I get all these swap cards and they don't have envelopes, so I was making envelopes for them and decided that I was getting too messy with the glue. I was sticking to everything. So I went ahead and used my Seal Plus, and I think it worked quite well. I just turned it around. I got pretty close to the edge and then did an extra in the middle. And I thought that worked pretty well. So let's just butt this up against the edge. And then I'll put it down. I let it go. Okay, come on. Come on, come on. I let it go. We're not going to worry about it. We're just going to cut it off. And I cut it off like that and then threw these ends away. I was actually wishing our envelopes were square because it would be easier instead of having to round those corners, but it's not that hard. And then I did about the same with, I was going to say I hear snoozing. Harley, the supervisor, is sleeping. He's had a busy morning. He was outside for a while, then he got his chewy and went outside. And so now he's tired. And I like to take just a little look to make sure I've got everything folded under. And that was easier than the glue because the glue is just a little more messy, in my opinion. There's our envelope. And we need, I am sure, I think I'm going to like Very Vanilla, but we're going to use white on this one because I don't have a Very Vanilla handy. So we will use white and we will take, where are our two little critters? We're going to grab those again. And see what we can find. So I didn't think about this one. The ducks are cute. I like the ducks, but I'm going with a gardening theme. So how about we do a piece of ground with our seedlings in it. Ground here, seedlings here, ready to be put out. What do you think? Will that work? Well, while you're thinking about that, and let me know if that works. Another option would be to put our cute little mousey on it. So he's with his little pail there. And here are our samples. He's obviously going to go put the little seedlings in the ground. I think I like this one better. So if I don't see anyone objecting, saying, no, 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 don't do it, I'm just going to put these on. Oh, thank you, Cindy. And then we will see if I can tuck this just a little bit under him. And there they are. He's ready to garden. A little Seal Plus. Okay, I'll put these over to the side, out of the way. And there we have our card. Pretty on the outside. Oh, look at that. I am thinking that her ruffles are sparkly. Her ribbon on her hat has to sparkle along with the neckline. The hat can also sparkle. And maybe the bodice, because she likes her sparkles. She is not gardening. She likes to benefit from the garden. She does not do the work. So she can sparkle. So she is now sparkling. Let's see. Yes, I can catch the sparkle in the light. Don't know if I can do it on the camera. I think my Wink of Stella is running out. But I do have sparkle. So, pretty card. And I will say that I like the woven textures better because it's more my style and color. But she is cute. So, that is it for our cards. I haven't got this cut yet. However, I have more cards to show you and share. So let's clean off enough space and hide anything that would poke me. And I'm going to show you that I finished. I took that class at Onstage, but I wasn't going to show you the cards until I got them completed. Well, I finished them this week. I'm feeling pretty good about that. So here's this one, the box card. It's got 2 boxes and stands up. I probably should have put a little more glue on that one. I will fix that. And then here's the back, because you have to have a place to write. This was fun. This is the one where every 1/4 inch I made a score line. And you make that grid and then stamp on top of it. And then I stamped along the side to right here. It was actually fun to finish these. This one I finished this completely at the event. This, the shaker card. I came home because I wanted to put my own shakers in it. I wanted things that would make noise. And I may have gotten a little carried away. And here's where you write. You can write on the back, but it also opens up, just like a regular card. This one was fun. This is when I realized that we could take that gold open weave thread and we could cut it in half and just kind of sprinkle it over the card. And I really liked the way that turned out. The inside was pretty plain. Oh, here's one I know I finished. I hadn't done this before. This is an easel card. This says, "Hello, friend." It's got the calendar on it. And the crabs on all the cards, and the lobsters were cut out of the designer series paper. I might have showed, well, I know we had a backfold card. But we also had a backfold card at the event, which I really liked. Torn paper. Torn paper's not hard to do, but it makes a nice decorative edge. Kind of sorry, Ocean Friends are on the last chance list, but if you don't have this, it is a fun set to play with. This is similar to the one, oh, you've got to get them out and play with them. They're fun. It doesn't have the grid scored into it, the grid lines. What it is stamped and then run through the embossing folder. And the embossing folder is not retiring, which is nice. And why do I have two of them? We don't know, but I do. Oh, I know why. They gave us something extra. They put in an extra pack of one sheet wonders. So you just stamp and cut a piece of paper. Hi, Sandra. Nice to see you. I'm glad you didn't miss us. I'll show you the projects we did. So there were 4 of those, and then they had all the products in there. 4 of these. Each one looks a little different. Well, they don't really look a lot different. I just chose to use cardstock. Instead of piecing it in, I just used it as a matte layer and stamped right on the cardstock. So that's why there's so many of those. So that was a fun class to take. I would definitely take one of their classes again. So if you go to On Stage, it's Sassier Creations and Tracy. They call it East Meets West. Oh, hi, Lori. You need lobsters. Lobsters are cute. So I took out a bunch of more swap cards. And I think I took them out of the plastic because I knew I was going to be running just a little bit long. This is Jan Lienau, Lienau. Anyway, this is very cute. It's cut. She took the time. It's not a fake step card. It is a real one. And it does stand up. And she did the lots of Wink of Stella on the flowers. Well, you know how I like that sparkle. Give me glitter. I love glitter. I just don't like loose glitter. I like it in the Wink of Stella. I like it on our glitter papers because they don't come off. So there's no mess. This is cute, I thought. This is again with that the lobster set, the Ocean Friends. And she took the Nested Essentials and put Designer Series paper up to here. Or maybe it's all Designer Series paper and she just did a blue. Anyway, it's an interesting look. I didn't put it inside in that one. Oh, I'll do that later. In case you need me, I'm here. That's the Magnolia embossing folder, which is just lovely. Let's see if I can pull it up a little bit. It is. I think it's one of the prettiest. It's Jeannie Jennings. And this is just a really nice card to send to someone who's maybe lost a loved one or has some sickness in the family. Just let them know that we care. That's what a community is about, is we let each other know that we care. This is pretty. I mean, I think this is real red. I don't use it very often, but it looks pretty with the black and white. Pop of color. And this was by Debbie Danford, and Debbie Danford is one of the ladies who put on the event that I went to. Here's a cute thank you card. This was a really easy card. Carol Sanderson was running a little late, but she still made swaps. But it's nice. It's got a layer of embossed cardstock. That's the front of the card. Then a Misty Moonlight layer with the Designer Series paper from Countryside Inn, I think. Here's a card that was cute. I was having some trouble figuring out how this stood up. It's by Linda Edwards. And I think you just lean it like that, and it'll stand on someone's mantle. Pretty colors. Of course, then again, it's that Fresh Fuchsia, I think. Or is it Petunia Pop? Whatever it is, I really like it. Here's that Arches set. You Are a Ray of Sunshine. How fun to get that. That would be really happy meal. Sandy Follett did that card. I love swaps. Jan, are you still on, Jan? This is gorgeous. You do such good work. Your detail is perfect. Isn't that sweet? This is embossed, I think, with, is that the birch embossing folder? Turned sideways? I'm not sure. But it's so pretty. And they do have this little frame die in the set. And I haven't used it, the frames, but that's gorgeous. Okay. Here's a card front. Yes, a card front. This was made by Diane Cushing. And I like this kind of a rays. It's almost like sun rays, only it's rays of DSP. I thought that was pretty. It says, I'm so glad we're friends. This one is the stippled roses. Well, Jan, you did a beautiful job on your card. I just wanted to tell you that. This is really pretty, gorgeous grape, pop of color. She used a circle punch. So she stamped it twice, colored one in, and did that spotlight technique. And I can't remember the name of the set. This is by She Lee Stampin' Up. So I don't know her full name, but she did a great job. Look at this, isn't this cute? It opens on the other side. It's Deb Anderson. Your True Blessing. She used the perennial lavender papers, and they also have continuing. The label punch is continuing. Don't believe the gold is continuing, but it's very pretty. Another card front, and this is Maria Matonti from Albuquerque. Isn't this pretty? I like that little bit of Designer Series paper over the embossed brick. This has been one of my favorite papers. I have just really liked this paper. It's The Thoughtful Journey, and it continued. And this was Wanda Williams. Jan, here's another one you made. This is a slider card, and this actually takes money to make. It takes 2 pennies and a lot of dimensionals. But isn't that pretty? Somebody Loves You. Very, very cute. And fun to play with. as you can see. Okay, I'll put it away. We'll go on. This is um, Beautiful Butterflies. This is the die. She cut it out and then put some designer series paper behind it. That looks like Citrus Bloom's designer series paper. And then glued this back in. But the leaves are loose. So when you're sending it or when it's displayed, it really does look, it's 3D. And this was made by Fran Trish Shetta. If I'm messing up anybody's name, I humbly apologize. I'm trying. Jan, another one. And there's that lady in the pink that we used on our card. But isn't that pretty? And it's got the card base and then a thinner card down the middle with a timeless plaid on each side. I love it. Now this one, next one, is a winter card, Thinking of You. And it's got the navy blue and gold ribbon, which is retiring. Might be on the last chance list. And it's by Jennifer Nuovo. But that's a pretty card. I do like blues. I'd choose purples first, but I like blue. And here we have You Are Loved, a very nice friendship card, using the label dies kind of turned sideways. And these are designer series paper. The packs that come with the Color Family designer series paper, I use those more than I normally I thought I would. This was my favorite one. And then she used the embossing folder, the Plaid embossing folder. And that's Carla Turchetti. Now this is fun. This is a technique that I've not done. It's basically just, it's cardstock that's been cut and then overlaid with duct tape and then run through an embossing folder. But that is a pretty cool metal technique. It was Michelle Islandis. Yeah, that's close. But I like that technique. That was the hammered metal embossing folder maybe. This is pretty. It's got the country floral or country floral DSP. I like this with the textured stamp. I didn't get that stamp, but I like that writing. And then this is a folder, and this is an embossing folder. So can you see all that texture in these? And then this looks textured because it's got the writing on it. So I thought that was cute. And this one's the one that did not have a name. Unless it's this one. Let's see. Yep, it's this one. It is Jennifer Diedrich. Let's put that inside so it doesn't fall out again. Just to brighten your day, this is a fun technique. When you take 4 pieces of designer series paper and you cut them this is cut at probably 3 3/4 by 5, and then it is taken. You just cut these different sizes, and then you piece them all together. You go like 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and then you've got the cards. Put it on a backing, and they're fun to make. This is Linda Wright, and she used the Charming Ducks designer series paper. Here's that set that I didn't get, and I don't remember the name of, but it looks like a really stippled rose. And she's got a embossing folder. And it was made by Lisa Salkeld. This one, all I saw was you were here. And then I realized, oh, it's a black and white wishing across this die cut. But this is truly a black and white card, and it's really pretty. It's a card front, is it? Yeah, it's a card front. And this was handmade by Kim McPeak. I have one from, let's see, who made this? Let's see. Michelle Girardin. Girardin? Something like that. And it's made with that linked set. And I really like that. With the masks and the die cuts. Turned out very pretty. And those should be on your last chance list, if you don't already have them. This one is Michelle Hirsch Solis. And I think it's pretty. This is the woven one of the woven textures. This is the dies that are the textured note dies, as is this. There's a set with the flower for every month, and I think that's what that's from. Don't remember what it's called. I have another lobster card, and I thought this was a cute idea. She made a little pocket on the front, and what she put in was Megan Mears. That's who made it. Oh, look, she gave me a little. These are cute. These are for your, like the black, light and dark blends, navy, light and dark. These are very cute. Blender pen labels. I wonder if she has those for sale on her website. Because they're very cute. It's nice because they're peel and stick. So it's already, the adhesive is on them. And they're cut out. I'm going to have to look into that. Because that would be fun to have a set of those. And then we have a beautiful card. In case you need me, I'm here. So we began early on with that statement, and here it is again. I think this is the Bokeh Designer Series paper with that gold ribbon across it. And it's wrapped around the layer here. Very pretty. That's Amanda Howard. And those are swap cards for today. You might think I'm running out, but I am not. I have more to share with you next week. And next week we'll do another 3D project, and then we will do a card also, because as we know, so this again, remind you, this is the card we made today, based on the one that I made the other day. And here's my gift from Jan at Onstage. And this is the one we made today, and this is the one I made this morning. Because I wanted to make sure I could actually do it. And I did. Okay, so I'm happy. And so I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I think I am going to say goodbye. So